Well, I don't have it, which is why I need to talk about it, which is why I'm here. Am I going to have to catch you up a lot, or can you keep up?
You.
Where'd you move here from? Dumbsville?
Yo, I hit the jeweler, got some goals. I sold a little weed, but I could never sell my soul. And when I'm in LA, you find me out in Lil Smoke. Come a vocal with my ramen, I'ma need another bowl. Let's go.
Copyrighted music on my Copyrighted music on my Take a piss, sucking dick. Copyrighted music on my 2018 meme that's hit or miss. So, you finally did it, huh? You dropped Donda. I guess the music part wasn't a lie.
You bet your motherfucking ass I did. You thought I was gonna drop the bomb with no music. Part 1 was drop the album. Part 2 was put that baby in my relay Manson on the same track. Now we on part 3 taking over your sorry ass over you nervous.
So what was the Metal Man review, huh? Part 2.5?
There was part get the fuck out my way. But don't worry, that part ain't over. I guess you could say I got a hurricane of dark fantasies, but they ain't gonna be fantasies if you feel me.
That sounds oddly sexual, and I don't really like that.
You gotta review this, Miss Cruella, because we need the obligatory storytelling bullshit. A bunch of nostalgia critic knockoff still, even though the video would probably be.
Well, at least I get paid for this one. Anyways, Cruella is a massive piece of dog shit. Oh, did I say massive piece of dog shit? What I meant to say was masterpiece of dog shit. And by that, I meant massive piece of dog shit. Now, I want to mention 2 things before going into this. One, I'm making this review partially out of spite. I was semi-forced to watch this movie with my family, but I wasn't allowed to actually shit on it. So whenever I tried to respectfully say I didn't like the movie, most of my family members told me to basically shut up.
This is like George Orwell's book, 1984.
So much like the main character in the movie, consider this video a rebellious artistic statement. That statement being, I didn't like Cruella, suck my balls.
You telling me they don't look at me like the motherfucking glitch?
And number 2, I will not be comparing the original films to this movie, mainly because Disney doesn't really care, and neither do I. So like the film itself, I'll only be referencing these films marginally. And in all honesty, if you care about the integrity of 101 Dalmatians, then congratulations, you're a total loser. Maybe you should instead focus on getting 101 bitches on your dick. Goddamn. Well, let's stop cracking jokes and wasting time. This is Cruella, an absolute girl boss disaster. So our film opens with a childbirthing scene. Ah, yes, the perfect way to open a movie. Bruh, now they're just ripping off Assassin's Creed 2. Come on. We then get narration from Cruella, I guess.
From the very beginning, I've always made a statement.
And she's British too. Ew, nasty. We then get exposition from Cruella.
Speaking of statements, here's one. That necklace is the reason I'm dead.
Wow, I wonder if she won't actually be dead. We then go into detail about how Cruella is so unique and unlike other girls.
Name's Estella, not Cruella.
She's then dropped off at school and is way too weird and quirky for the other boys.
How does the saying go? I am woman. Hear me roar.
She then beats up this guy because, I don't know, he likes Certified Lover Boy or something. And Cruella's getting in all sorts of trouble, leading her to get expelled. Now, here comes problem number 1 I have. Throughout this entire scene, Cruella, or Estella, who gives a fuck, is portrayed as this secret, misunderstood genius, whose character flaws are just really quirky. They're just quirky, boys. Now, Cruella has been compared to Joker for some reason. But what Joker did right was portraying the main character as a mentally unstable loser, who's also down on his luck, making him way more identifiable, and therefore way more morally ambiguous to the audience, which was the entire point. But with Cruella, when you have a character who isn't like that, and is just misunderstood from the get-go, all of a sudden the main character is way less dynamic and way less interesting as a result. Now, am I asking Cruella to shoot up Murray? No, of course not, but you can still make her a little bit dynamic. Come on now. Anyways, Estella and her mom are in the car or something, and her mom's all like, I have to go to a place or something. So they go to Hellman Hall, and Estella's mom gives her a necklace or something, and then she's all like,
Stay in the car.
which of course means that Estella doesn't stay in the car. So inside, Estella's all like, wow, this is one crazy party. But then her dog sneaks out. So Cruella chases after him, but then a bunch of Dalmatians chase after her, which of course is a reference to the fact that this is a 101 Dalmatians movie. We then get this slow motion shot. Whoa! Wow, that shot would have been really good in 1998. Meanwhile, Cruella's mom is talking to this mysterious woman. But then Cruella, Estella, who gives a fuck, runs outside, leading the Dalmatians to... Ah, yes, certified fresh for this goofy-ass death scene.
This is a certified fresh.
Is this meant to be sad? Because I'm not sad, I'm laughing. So Cruella's sad because she accidentally killed her mom, I guess.
doing? Your mom?
I had killed my mother.
Welcome to Dubai.
So Estella runs away and ends up in this place in London, I guess. She then wakes up and meets this guy and this guy, who are meant to be these guys from the original film, but then a cop sees them. So a chase scene begins with 1970s music in the background. Now Cruella actually does this a lot throughout the movie, playing 1970s music for no reason. Now yes, I know this film takes place in the 70s, but there's no thematic reason for like any of the music choices here. Honest to God, it feels like a Spotify playlist. Now, Mafia 3 ain't the best game ever, but that game similarly takes place in the late 60s, and that game uses its real 60s songs effectively. Hell, even in just the reveal trailer, the usage of Jimi Hendrix All Along the Watchtower is easily my favorite usage of that song in anything ever. In contrast, Cruella throughout the entirety of this movie just plasters 70s songs in random places with little to no thematic impact, and it gets annoying fast. I'm getting this point out of the way now so YouTube doesn't copyright White Phosphorus me. Just know that Cruella doesn't know how to use soundtracks correctly. Anyway, so they all escape to this abandoned building. Estella cries about her mom being dead or something, and that's about it. Estella then dyes her hair and becomes Emma Stone, and is now a grown woman, living in the same room with the boys, trying to get by through stealing and petty jobs. But she's still uncontent with life. Cut back to her apartment where we get a really unengaging talking scene. It's revealed that the boys helped her get a job at a fashion place. Now, in my opinion, the movie should have started around here. But the thing is, it doesn't. Instead, the film has this dumb childhood backstory for 15 minutes, and then the movie actually starts. And nothing in the first 15 minutes are important anyways, except for like the mom dying and the mysterious woman. They couldn't have shortened this part to like 5 or 7 minutes, maybe naturally sprinkle it throughout the story? Okay, whatever, anyways. So it turns out Estella's job is actually extremely shitty. There's then this really weird scene where Estella walks outside, meets her friends, and just kind of talks about nothing with them. Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those movies, isn't it?
No.
We then get a funny comedy, and then apparently this guy's mad or something.
You have a circular slice of banana on your cheek.
So this guy yells at Cruella or something, and he's all like, clean my office overnight. So she's forced to work overnight, but then she decides to get drunk, which is a very responsible character thing to do. She then wakes up the next morning and apparently made a whole dress. Oh yes, because when I'm drunk, I make whole Jackson Pollock paintings. But then, by pure coincidence, a famous fashion designer walks in and likes Estella's designs.
That girl put together a better window display than I've seen here for 10 years.
So she hires her.
This address, 5 a.m.
So now she's working at the Baroness's fashion place. And we get a scene where the Baroness talks, and that's about it. I guess she's also a bitch to Cruella or something, which, wow, I didn't see that one coming. We then get this scene involving this character, which has no relevance in the plot, but at least Emma Stone is dripping, though. God damn. What makes scenes like these even worse is that they're paced horribly. In scenes like these, the film grinds to a halt. To have characters deliver the most unengaging dialogue known to man.
How's that look go on the streets? Some abuse and insults, of course, but I like to see.
Even when important stuff I think happens in these scenes, it's so monotone, I just don't care. People have called this film overly quirky, but it's so boring, it doesn't even succeed at doing that. It's like Death Stranding's gameplay being spoken out of Emma Stone's mouth.
I wasn't sure if I had to fart, but I did, and I shit myself.
How's that look go on the streets?
There was shit everywhere, and not only ruined my underwear, it also ruined my pants.
So over the course of a bunch of unengaging, boring scenes...
You're a man who can't take responsibility. Your revenues are down 15%.
Big Chungus lives on as the dominant meme.
Cruella starts gaining the Baroness's trust, only to realize that the Baroness had the drip from the beginning of the movie the whole time.
Your necklace.
I obtained it from my slime. So Cruella's all like, I need my drip back, mate. So they hatch a plan to steal it back. Their big hit being at the black and white ball.
The biggest party of the season.
But they realize that Estella could be recognized there. So Estella's all like...
So Stella can't go to the ball. I know someone who can.
So now it's the big party night. So long story short, the two henchmen do very funny stuff. Meanwhile, at the ball, the bad guy walks downstairs with some Dalmatians because Cruella kills dogs in the original movie or something. But then Estella comes in and smashes some glasses or something, and then burns her dress, not catching herself or the building on fire. Wow, I can't believe Cruella is a Devil May Cry character. So while the other guys are stealing the drip, Cruella is making a bit of a scene at the ball. But it turns out the drip is on the woman, so now it's up to Cruella to do the thing.
What was your name?
Cruella.
Oh.
Number 6.
Which is where I want to give one positive on the movie, and that is Emma Stone. Now, I like Emma Stone. Even when she's in total dog shit, I like her.
I
break up with you.
And to give the film credit, Emma Stone gives one of the performances of her career. She really does give a fun and energetic performance throughout the film. And out of everything I don't like about this movie, Emma Stone is not one of them. It's really a shame that the material she's given is absolutely horrendous. And I mean, when Emma Stone is in edgy emo makeup, I mean, god motherfucking damn. Let's just say the only thing harder than watching this movie is my dick during.
Boy, what the hell, bro?
So 13 years of talking later, the good guys prank the bad guy with rats or something, which allows the good guys to steal the drip, but it's revealed that this woman was the mysterious woman who was involved in the killing. So a bunch of shit happens, then some Dalmatians eat the drip. There's a car chase scene, whatever. And Cruella's all like,
Baroness killed my mother. It wasn't my fault.
This wasn't my fault.
They say there are 5 stages of grief. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Well, I'd like to add one more. Revenge.
You mean anger? We then get another talking scene where Estella acts completely differently from how she did the rest of the movie, because now she's evil, I guess.
The necklace. One of the Dalmatians ate it. Not sure which one, so you'll need to kidnap all of them.
Now, going back to that Joker comparison, the thing with Jomker is that Arthur Murray's descent into becoming the Jomker was gradual and took place over the entirety of the movie. However, in this movie, Estella turning into Cruella literally just abruptly starts here. We're watching 2 completely separate characters just to activate on and off in the same person's body, which is not good. And the film knows this too. It's implied this entire time. But the thing is, when you shift a character like this, you have to actually shift the character. How come Estella's Cruella persona is able to hibernate for years, but when the plot wants Estella to be girl boss, all of a sudden, just almost flawlessly, she's a girl boss? This film wants to be a character study, but forgets to actually study the characters. And obviously, I'm not saying just be like Joker. What I am saying is that dyeing your film aquamarine and having your main character be a pre-existing bad guy villain doesn't automatically make a good, engaging experience. Anyways, these guys kidnap some dogs or something, and Cruella goes up to this guy and is all like,
Yeah, I'll have a whiff.
and brings him home, I guess. Meanwhile, she's also being a dick to the boys. Once again, no gradual shift or anything. Meanwhile, the bad guy's all like, Cruella has the dominant genes! All while Cruella is spying on her in order to epically prank her, which she does. And she does this by driving to a famous gala on a motorcycle, dressed up as my Destiny 2 character. Just kidding, I don't play that garbage. And she wrote Cruella all over the walls here. How she's able to do this? And for no reason, the film is suddenly way more stylish. There's an entire montage with all these textual VFX, and it's all really good. Why couldn't the rest of the film be like this? Anyways, more boring shit happens. There's this one scene that happens, I guess. Cruella has a trash dress, I guess. Whoa, dude, she dressed up as the movie? Meanwhile, the Baroness is all like, oh, I hate the Cruella. But she doesn't know that Estella is Cruella, even though it's the most obvious shit. Their names literally end with Ella. There's also this one dress that Cruella makes for the Baroness, but she epically trolls her by making it out of bugs, meaning the Baroness's night is completely ruined. But this allows Cruella to have a Playboy Cardi concert, and after this Playboy Cardi concert, she comes home only to discover that the Baroness has everyone held hostage.
Wow. You really are a psycho.
She then takes Cruella hostage and then burns her building down. And after this event, Cruella then wakes up in a random room, which I really hope you weren't shocked by. So apparently Mark Strong saved her, and he was able to get the drip, and in the drip has a key that opens a box. And in the box contains Hideo Kojima himself, who reveals that the Baroness was Cruella's mom the whole time. And the other mom was actually some random bitch.
Then I saw Catherine, the sweetest woman who ever lived.
Well, thank God we wouldn't want our heroes to be too evil, even though this movie is literally based on a dog murderer. You know, for a plot twist, this is the most studio-mandated plot twist I've ever seen.
That's psycho.
Did you like it?
Cruella then has a Joker speech, I guess. Basically, she's all like, I'm going through my Joker arc.
My nemesis is my real mother.
It's called
Let's put you on Reddit.
I'm Cruella.
She then rips off the Terminator and saves these guys. And then we get a talking scene. And yeah. We then get more boring ass talking scenes that grind the film down to a screeching halt.
Sorry, mommy? Sorry, mommy?
The biggest shock during that scene is trying not to fall asleep.
What top 5 you smoking on?
Joker.
Cause my top 5 is
Cruella. Cruella.
Thanks for helping me.
Well, I find it very difficult to say no to you sometimes.
It's also implied that Cruella wants to fuck this guy.
It's one of the things I love about you.
Thanks.
Oh, bruv, you wanna shag? They get a really contrived origin for Cruella's last name.
You know his car's called a devil!
It's DeVille, mate.
Welcome to Bottom Gear, mate.
So now it's time for one more prank. So for her biggest prank yet, Cruella has a bunch of guests at the Baroness's next party dress up just like Cruella, which makes the Baroness very confused and very angry. Of course, due to the pranking, this allows Cruella to sneak in, and for everyone else to sneak in too. Cruella then turns into Estella, I guess, and the Baroness then goes outside, meeting up with Estella for one last final showdown. So the Baroness sends some dogs after Cruella, but she can control them now, I guess. And Estella, Cruella, Captain Martin Walker is all like,
I hate to ruin your party, but
Osama bin Laden.
hello, Mother.
Did you like my sunglasses?
so yada yada yada, rap battle happens, and everybody comes outside to see the rap battle. But then the Baroness pushes Estella off the building, leading to her getting caught and arrested. And of course, Estella survived, and everything is handed over to Cruella now. So technically now Estella is dead, meaning that the on-the-nose exposition in the intro is technically true, but in actuality, not really though. So anyways, Cruella now owns everything the Baroness owns, so she renames the hall to the original movie reference, and our film comes to a close.
So what now?
I've got a few ideas.
Hey, I got one too. Never do this again. Yeah, that was bad. But to give a little bit of credit, this isn't the worst thing I've reviewed, because there are one or two good moments in the movie. When the film goes all Scott Pilgrim Kingsman and actually goes all stylized and shit, I can't lie, the film is kind of fun. And while the writing is bad, Emma the Rock Johnson does give a very good performance. And that's about it. With all the compliments out of the way now, this film was a pain to sit through. First of all those stylized moments, they rarely ever happen. The rest of the film is a slow, boring burn, with a bunch of bare-bones scenes that are written like cardboard, and rarely actually go anywhere. You can write a slow movie, sure, but give me a reason to care during these slow scenes. And don't pretend your film is quirky either. This film wants to be quirky so desperately, but never actually commits to it. You look at films like Scott Pilgrim, The Suicide Squad, Kingsman, all of these are quirky movies, but I love all of them because they're stylish and they commit to it. Cruella, on the other hand, wants to be quirky but also deep, while at the same time also thinking that being deep means slowing your film to a grinding halt. Now, I mentioned Joker earlier in the video, but truth be told, upon first watching, this film didn't really remind me of Joker. Instead, this movie reminded me of Grand Budapest Hotel. Not really in the, wow, this is just like Grand Budapest Hotel kind of way. More of the, wow, I wish I were watching Grand Budapest Hotel right now kind of way. That movie is also very quirky. It's a Wes Anderson film, and it also has an aristocratic tone, I guess. But Grand Budapest Hotel is excellently shot, extremely witty and well written, and just overall a phenomenal movie. Cruella, on the other hand, is boring, bland, and by the numbers. And not only that, but Cruella's character being a character who just switches on and off really doesn't help at all. There's no explorations of this idea, no actual deeper meaning to it. What Disney does is just kind of glue a dead mom onto her and tells you to feel something when it's appropriate, which didn't work because I didn't feel a thing during this movie. And if Cruella 2 explores these themes deeper, I probably won't be there to see it, mainly because I'm trapped in Kanye's basement still. Man, I'm wondering who will set me free from this. Oh my goodness, Drake!
Sorry I'm late, I was sleeping in. Thankfully, I had my clock set to 11:11 so I could make my daily wish. What the fuck? What's this punk ass nerd doing in my basement? Please stop discriminating against me. I identify as a male lesbian.
Can you just free me already?
It's a better question. Why the fuck are you in a wheelchair?
I don't think that's a better question.
Plus, I just confronted Jim and was using a treadmill, but I was tired of him letting people walk all over him. So I decided to use a wheelchair instead so that he felt more empowered. What the fuck are you talking about? It's an inanimate object.
How'd you even know I was here, Drake?
Wait, what? I thought this was Bible study. I brought my Bible and everything.
Why would you go to Kanye's basement for that? I think I just answered my own question.
Wait, you still need a Bible? Oh yeah, I'm a man of God. You made me view the world in a whole different light. In fact, just recently, I went to the farmer's market, saw a bruised apple, a single tear left my eye. I picked it up and whispered, who did this to you? Just last week, a fan sent me news on Instagram. I photoshopped her with her clubs back on and sent them back. The only thing I masturbate though is X-rays, cause it's that side that matters.
That is something Drake would do.
Well, Drake, I didn't know we had so much in common. I think we might just, and where did he go?
bitch now. Throw that shit in fifth, rollie on my wrist. Ay, baby, you a star, and my only wish. I'm counting blue hundreds, I'm too money. Ay, and my little bitch, she too lovely. Yeah, hanging up and calling me right back. Ay, baby, why you calling me like that? Yeah, getting high with the seat, lay back. Baby, gon' relax, yeah. Ay, they don't know the half, yeah. No matter what happened, I got your back. Baby, that's the facts, yeah. That's the facts, yeah.
Osama bin Laden.